Okay. The last 3 years of the Franklin Mint Philippine series, plus a couple other coins they made afterwards. So this picks up, we're now in the second half of the Bagong Lipunan era. The coins now all have, here's the official 1 centimo, the new reverse, so there's no F on that one. There's again, brilliant and circulated, and cameo proof. So that production continues right along. Now, one of the things that has to become clear is just how tiresome it is when you see not only that they make all these coins that don't circulate, and in time many of the countries don't even accept the Franklin Mint coins, or at least they make exchanging them so onerous as to be no point in bothering. So it really just seems to make more sense to not even regard them as real coins, but more like a kind of a souvenir collectible thing, like all those dolls and plates and spoons and things that the Franklin Mint also makes. So that's going to be, and then when you consider not just the one country I've collected here pretty thoroughly, and even not totally, there's still some gold coins I haven't done. So that just goes to show that even this is just really massive. And all these gold coins in 2 or 3 different forms. And again, only as a fantasy coin from the Franklin Mint. But all the new things, all the new changes, Isan Bansa, Isan Diwa. So that's the new form. And of course they commemorated MacArthur again. This rather stunning portrait, I think. And the Leyte landing, that's pretty cool actually. And this rather it just says the cameo proof. Now you notice that there's no 50 peso coin. The intention was that they would commemorate a visit of John Paul II to the country. They even had the German mint, the BHM mint, create these John Paul II commemorative coins. Only problem being, he had to delay and couldn't come in 2000, so they canceled that. But the coin still exists. But they have also a larger commemorative in gold of Douglas and Mark MacArthur. Basically the same design, but more peso. The F is a little bit harder to find. It's at the end of all that bit about gold, fine gold, and there's the little tiny F, really small. Okay. Oh, moving on to the next year. Alright, this is the regular 1 cent for 1981. Alright, the brilliant and circulated Franklin Mint. And the proof cameo Franklin Mint. Not as easy to tell, but it is there. 1981. And again, I'll also notice the BSP on the official one, as well as no F, just like has been the case for 79 onward. There's the F, brilliant and circulated. Cameo proof. Okay, 10 cent, official one. Okay, 10 cent, Franklin Mint. 10 cent, Franklin Mint proof. 25 cent, a regular official one. From BSP, underneath 25 centimos, kind of faint, but there it is. Okay. Brilliant and circulated from the Franklin Mint. And cameo proof from the Franklin Mint. Okay, now 81. Okay, 81. Continue. Here is the peso. Iseng Bansa, Iseng Diwa, no F because it's got BSP again under the word peso. And then the Franklin Mint 1, nothing under the word peso, but it has the F Mint under the 8 of 81. Brilliant uncirculated, and this is of course the cameo proof. Okay, still no 5 peso except for the Franklin Mint ones. So there it is. Brilliant uncirculated, cameo proof. Okay, and then the 25 peso in silver, brilliant uncirculated, and cameo proof. Okay, now finally John Paul II made it to the Philippines so they could do the 50 peso they intended to do the previous year. Again, here's the brilliant uncirculated. Here's the proof, cameo proof. Again, a pretty coin. And then they had to make more of these gold coins again. This time dated 1981, for when he really did finally make it. So, now 1982 was probably the strangest year because for the longest time the brilliant uncirculated ones weren't even known. Here's the official one. Okay, and you see BSP under the centimo. The brilliant uncirculated from the Franklin Mint, so no BSP and the F Mint and the brilliant uncirculated, was so unknown that the earlier versions of Krauss didn't even list any of these because it wasn't thought they existed. You can see the cameo effect there a little more clearly. It's here too, but harder to see. Okay, 82, this is the official BSP. And then here's the one, 5 cent. Found one of these, a lower grade one of these, and it said 1982, but they didn't show the back. But I noticed it didn't have the BSP. I said, what is that? And I got it, and I'm looking at it. It's not a cameo proof, but it is a Franklin Mint coin for that year. And at that time, the Krauss catalog only listed the cameo proofs for all but maybe one of the denominations. Now they seem to list it for more, or perhaps by now maybe even all of them, I don't know. But the mintage for these brilliant uncirculated seems to be very small. You know, maybe a couple hundred or so, I estimate. I don't know. You know, the number of the regular proof cameos of the Franklin Mint also go down every single year. By 1982, they don't even number it, but it's probably less than a couple thousand, all said and told. So those were really something to find. It was a full set of the brilliant uncirculated Franklin Mint proofs, or Franklin Mint Franklin Mint coins. Okay. Alright, there's that. Brilliant uncirculated. Cameo proof. So in this case, even though the cameo proofs are the lowest mintage, they're actually the most common still. Now at last the Sherritt Mint gets back into making the 5 peso like it did in 1975. So this is, once again, is like a real coin, kind of, sort of. But something interesting, on the back, it still says República de Filipinas. There's no F on that because this is from the Sherritt Mint. And there's no BSP anywhere because it's made at the Sherritt Mint and not by the Philippine Mint. The F Mint, however, still has a brilliant uncirculated. And there you have the F. And this one gets it right. Iseng Bansa, Iseng Diwa. And the same for the cameo proof. Again, there's no BSP anywhere, but it does have the little F, and the slogan is right on the ribbon. Now, for some reason, they didn't do the 25 peso. Maybe that was left to the Philippine mint, which in this case, the brilliant and circulated is what's very common. There's thousands of these Marcos Reagan ones. Even the style is a little bit different. Okay. But what's really rare, only a couple hundred specimens, is the proof version of the Marcos Reagan. Of course, these are not from the Franklin Mint, but they're part of the set that normally would have had been there. However, Franklin Mint did make the 25 peso. There's the brilliant proof. Look at that. Batan and Corregidor. Okay, and finally, the cameo proof of the same. That was it, but in 1986, they had one last thing. Corazon Aquino had become president, and now they wanted to show her closeness and alliance with President Reagan. So this is the silver version, 25 peso, the last appearance of that denomination so far. And then here's the gold version of 2500 peso. So that's pretty neat. And these are proofs, of course. That's the only way they seem to have done these. So you can see what it would have been to try to collect Franklin Mint for everything else. It's why, other than what I'm showing here, I do not get into the Franklin Mint, even while I do show all the other private mints for which coins that have made coins in the United States. So there it is.